What's up? It's your boy, Little Twink, at the mic again. Your favorite rapper. Sometimes I'm large, sometimes I'm in charge, and sometimes I'm Marge.
Homie!
Okay, we don't even need a sound clip. There we go. That's how we're starting the podcast. Okay, welcome to...
Y'all already know who it is.
Welcome to the 4th episode of the Certified Bro Moment. I'm famous rapper Little Twink. With me is Shekinah Glory Jones.
Shekinah Glory Jones right here. And I'm Leslie Jones. And just Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones, her sister. Leslie Jones.
You guys want to go on Sunday watch Rent live on Fox?
Why would I want to do that?
About the gays.
Where are we going?
It's on TV.
Yeah, Tommy, you watch it on the television.
It's
Yeah,
live
but
on
you
TV.
said, do you guys want to go watch Rent live on
as
TV?
in go, I mean
Wait.
go to one of our houses and watch Rent live on Fox.
Well, if we're
Was
going
that
to watch
this-
something on Fox, then we're going to come over here and watch it.
Yeah.
This isn't sponsored by Rent live on
No,
Fox.
or Fox.
It's Rent.
Or Fox
It's
News.
live on Fox.
Rent is
But
live
it
on
is
Fox.
sponsored by Fox News.
Fox News, the only true news source. I agree
Fair and balanced.
wholeheartedly with all of their opinions.
You want true news? Go to Fox News.
And Infowars.com.
Plus,
Use promo code Tommy the Twink for 20% off your first purchase of Super Male Vitality.
here's the thing. I only get my news from 3 sources. Fox News, Infowars, and the Westboro Baptist Church newsletter. So, I mean, if you want to be like Tommy the Twink, you better subscribe to all of them. That's Tommy, and the promo code's Tommy the Twink for all 3.
Can you spell it out for us?
Nice. Tommi. Many think it's Y.
It's a pseudonym.
It's a pseudonym.
I'm trying to say
T-H-E.
anonymous.
No, it's actually D-A. Because I'm trying to be more black.
Yeah.
That's why I listen to only Fox News. So, the first topic is, Chris, I sent you a couple things.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it?
You know, I just helped serve at Mission Point Church for the MOPS group. And I go out to lunch with my mother and your mother. And as we're leaving, we're in the parking lot. And I get some texts from Tommy of some Sonic DeviantArt. It's
No,
or,
not
sorry,
just,
sorry,
not just
sorry.
any Sonic DeviantArt. What?
Religious.
With many suggestive undertones.
Like this one of Sonic folding his hands. I might just throw this on.
Yeah, just
on,
throw it
on
on
the
screen.
screen.
Thank
Please.
you.
If you're watching the video, not just listening.
We haven't found out the podcast stuff.
Yeah,
we
I
might-
looked into it. I'm lazy. I haven't done anything with it yet.
We can probably figure it out like after we record this.
All right.
But anyway, continue on.
This one has a picture of Sonic with his hands folded like he is praying, but they're not like picture hands. They're real hands. They're a picture of like real hands. He's got a tear coming down his eyes. There's some mountains behind him. He's in a field. There's a sun.
Very
In the
scenic.
middle of the sun, there's Jesus.
There it is.
And it has a quote that says, "Save us tonight, the last hope for all of us, light years gone. By we're still holding on, save us tonight, a star shines in all of us. Far beyond our lives, still our glory lives on."
Who's it by?
Former U.S. President Richard Nixon.
There we go.
Richard Nixon, the Divine.
And then I get sent a nativity scene of, but replaced with Sonic characters, and it has Sonic as Joseph and Amy as Mary, and it has Tails as the angel Gabriel. It has Knuckles as a donkey. It's got Shadow as King Herod. It's got the 3 wise men and 2 shepherds. I don't know those characters, so I'm
Well,
just
if
gonna
you
ignore
if
them.
you actually listen to me explain the Sonic lore to you instead of shutting me off like when I tried to explain you Playmobil lore, then
So Then
and you
the,
wouldn't be so ignorant.
Yeah.
then the next one is
big
Shadow
attack.
with his hands up, tears flowing from his eyes, and it's just drawn on a piece of lined notebook paper.
Oh, it's that one?
And then there's a cross above him, and it says, "There is no one else for me, none but Jesus, crucified to set me free. Now I live to bring him praise." Shadow the Hedgehog.
The next one is my favorite.
Then the next one is Shadow, drawn to look like a muscular hunk, along with this blue thing that I know is from Sonic.
What's
but
he
no,
wearing? What are they wearing?
I don't want to say. They'll see in the picture. It said, God says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Isaiah 41:10. And it's Shadow kneeling at the cross, praying as a holy light shines down upon it.
And tell us, what else is in the picture?
That blue thing. I don't know what it is, but it's reading the Bible.
Is there an inflatable in there?
No, it's in the next one.
Oh,
Actually, the next
No.
one's my favorite.
No, the next one is
Oh,
on the top half. There's a picture of Sonic and Shadow, and then on the bottom half there's a
picture of smaller Sonic.
smaller Sonic and Shadow, and the smaller Shadow is jumping up, reaching for his larger self, and
Tears falling
then
from
there's
their eyes.
Sonic down on his knees praying with his hands folded, a gold cross chain around his neck.
It's actually
Tears
the most.
flowing from his eyes.
It's actually the most beautifully illustrated one that I sent. It's on a black background, and
It's really well done.
It's very well done.
I may not like it, but
which
it's
makes
very,
it much worse.
Yeah,
That much worse.
This picture reminds me of Justin Bieber. I may not like it, but I have respect.
you have respect.
I mean,
Let's
somebody
go on another Justin Bieber rant.
Now,
somebody
now for
somebody
the-
spent hours on that.
somebody,
Just think about that.
No, not spent. Wasted hours on that.
Wasted however many hours.
Who are you to
drawing
judge,
that.
okay, guys?
I'm a normal person.
You know
compared
how
to
many
them.
hours we wasted watching the thing that we're going to talk about later? But it was very well. And it was...
Okay,
It was well spent.
there's still another one. Then the next one is a crucified Sonic with. Should I describe what's around his neck or? No.
They'll see it in
Okay.
the image.
And there is he is all bloodied. He's got the crown on, crown of thorns. He's the whole 10 yards.
What's under him?
9 yards.
9 yards.
9 yards. He's the whole 9 yards. At the bottom of the cross,
The longest yard.
there's a ton of gold rings, so depicting that he just got injured.
Yeah.
And
Funny story.
To-
At first, I thought it was like SpaghettiOs, but then I realized it was a bunch of gold rings with like blood on
to
them.
worship our Lord Sonic, we brought him
We
SpaghettiOs.
sacrificed SpaghettiOs. I mean, if
So,
they
hold
want to
on,
be
hold on, hold on.
realistic,
Hold on.
at the actual crucifixion, they did put SpaghettiOs at Jesus' feet. So
His blood flowed with water
in
and
the background,
SpaghettiOs.
there's like it's on like a green mountain setting with in the background a like beautiful sunset. Then like kind of faded in the background is a picture of Shrek. So really, what's going on is they're sacrificing Sonic and giving an offering of SpaghettiOs for Shrek.
Oh.
That's my interpretation of this deeper
Worthy
lore.
is the lamb.
Worthy are the O's.
Okay, Chris. What
So-
else? What else is
So
there?
then to the left of him is depicting SpongeBob in a Roman officer's uniform, poking a spear into him to decide whether or not he is alive. Then also is a crying Knuckles down on all fours in pain and suffering. Then there is on the right side Patrick, also from SpongeBob, also in Roman guard uniform, licking a spear that you can probably guess was just poked inside of Sonic.
Well, what's on the tip of the spear, buddy?
That's his tongue.
It's his heart.
That's his tongue.
That's his heart.
That's his tongue. Look
Let
at
me
it.
see that.
That's his tongue licking it.
Oh, jeez. I thought that was just Patrick eating Sonic's heart.
No. Well, then there'd be a massive gash at his heart, where like it would come out.
Oh, there's something else there, though.
Yeah.
And
Tell us.
so,
Enlighten us.
No, don't tell him what it...
so
They
then
can see
also
from the
there
picture.
is it is Tails and Amy, but Tails is at least 8 months pregnant,
And a woman.
and a woman with some. With like
A large,
wearing bikini. They're both wearing bikinis.
a large
Weird.
stomach.
Makes my
Yeah.
inflation gears.
A
grind.
disgustingly veiny stomach
So,
too.
yeah,
I think that's it.
yeah.
That's it. So that's certified bro moment art review. How many
And,
cahoots do you give this art collection?
None. It doesn't get any. That was disgusting.
I'd say at least 2.
I mean the pan ultimate one. Yeah, this.
Yeah, alright.
You have to give
I'll give it
props.
like 5 cahoots out of 15.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I have some respect for the one, but then everything else was just nasty, and I wish I'd never seen.
I mean, as a true Sonic fan, I give it 10 cahoots out of 10.
No one cares.
But yeah, so another thing is, have you guys like seen or done anything this week? So, for MLK Day, I spent the day with my dad because he's black. If listeners don't know, I'm actually biracial.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a
He has a condition called biracialitis, so he
Yeah,
can't stop talking about it
I caught a bout of biracialitis.
while listening to Logic.
Who can relate?
Whoa! But yeah, so
Peaked the mic.
we went
You
to
don't
go.
know the amount of times you peek the mic.
Yeah,
And I see it, and I'm like, all right, I gotta get ready to cut it, and then nope, it's just Josh peeking the mic.
I know.
Josh peeks
I
the
don't know
mic.
what it is.
It's because like
It's your mongoloid mouth.
Apparently.
it's like you go from like mumble, and then all of a sudden you're scream.
You go,
Woo!
you
I don't
go
know.
from,
That might be like closer to me than it is to anybody else.
you go from mumble rap to like heavy EDM in
Hey.
like five seconds.
No, it was in the center. It was actually closer to Chris that time.
No, just put it farther away.
But
All right, are we going on to our special topic for
Well,
this week?
I
Or
was-
after your story, I forgot
that's
your
my
story.
story. I went to go see Glass.
Yeah, tell us about it.
It sucked. No, it was fine. The first two acts.
It was a Shamalama Ding Dong presents and prevents the Avengers.
Well, the whole entire thing was. People don't really know this that much, but Split, the movie that he made, you know that one.
Yeah. There was Unbreakable, Split, and then Glass is third in the series.
Yeah. So Split was actually an unused script that he had. It was like a subplot and Unbreakable that he
Yeah.
didn't use.
So
So
he's like, hey, we can make the big bucks. Might as well turn it into a separate movie.
so he did, and people were like, "Oh, this is his return." No, he's still bad, but he just used the script from when he was at least good.
Yeah.
This shows it. This shows that was definitely just him recycling a script,
Yeah.
because the first two acts were actually good,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have been great if. So the whole entire thing was your favorite characters from Split on Unbreakable. They get thrown in a asylum because they're like, "Oh, you think you have superpowers? Well, guess what? You don't."
I do.
And they don't. They don't frickin' have superpowers.
Are you just like spoiling the ending?
No.
Okay.
I mean, my
Like if you look at them,
Mhm.
Bruce Willis is just really, really strong. He's strong without building any muscles. I feel like maybe the guy who plays the Mountain on Game of Thrones could like beat him in a one-on-one fight. But yeah, he's just kind of strong. He's stronger than a regular middle-aged man. And then
I thought he had like Luke Cage powers,
no,
like stuff like that.
well, his bones don't break, but I've never broken a bone.
Sadly, Tommy lost his kneecap in the Battle of Nam before this podcast was edited.
Neither have I.
So
How about you, Chris?
Nah.
Oh,
I drink a ton of milk.
Where-
I thought you
did-
did break a bone.
No, I've sprained something before. I sprained my wrist.
Call
All
us
unbreakable.
call us the Intact Bone Club.
Yeah. let's rename the podcast.
Intact Bone Club.
So, and then,
Hold on.
and then like Samuel L. Jackson's character, he has brittle bones disease, and they're like, that's his freaking superpower.
Bone Club.
He doesn't have intact bone.
Yeah.
That was a joke with depth.
Jeez, messed up. So, yeah, Samuel L. Jackson has like brittle bones disease, and he's really, really smart, but he's not like smarter than, I
He's
guess.
smarter than the average bear.
I mean, it's more like where would it stop? Because he's probably like Stephen Hawking levels of smart. But if Stephen Hawking was alive, would people go like, "Oh, he has superpowers. Oh, he's super smart," and they're both in a wheelchair too.
So this is just the movie
Yeah,
of superheroes that are a few fries short of a Happy Meal.
Yeah, like they made it so grounded that it's barely a superhero movie, to the point where you're like, yeah, I could see that happening, and it doesn't mean that they're superheroes. It means that they're just people who, like, there's people out there today that have like cooler stuff that they can do than
Like,
I can bench press like 300 pounds.
Like, have you seen the show, the old show Stanley Superhumans?
Yeah,
That was a good show, and they're probably cooler than
they're way
the
cooler than
people.
And then, like, it was good because the first 2 acts, they're in a insane asylum, and Sarah Paulson's character is, like, their doctor, and she's like, yeah, you guys aren't freaking superheroes. Like, you haven't done anything super. Anyone with enough adrenaline can, like, lift a car. So,
Yeah,
and then
I don't need the adrenaline.
well, they're in, like, they're, like, in the middle of a fight,
I don't
and
need
they're, like,
adrenaline.
picking
I
up a
just
car.
use speed.
Yeah.
And then James McAvoy uses Nut House, Nut Shack.
he runs like a freaking like a bear. Did you ever see that in the trailer?
Like he runs on all fours.
Yeah, he like gallops. You see that? That had me laugh. That was, but yeah,
I find that comical.
I mean,
He's just like the
Michelle,
he's just,
I find that comical.
Laugh.
he's just the average
Please.
nut in the loony clinic.
Yeah, anyone can run on all fours.
Can we get a video of you doing that to put on the podcast?
Yeah, once we get inside.
A video of you running on all
Well,
fours.
I can't do it in here. It's too dangerous.
Can we get? But you're allowing us to do that.
Yes,
All right.
but
This is gonna be funny.
so yeah, and then I was like, yeah, that would be cool if it turns out that they're not superheroes. They just think that they're superheroes because they've been through a bunch of stuff and they have like hysterical strength or something like that, and they're just crazy people. I'm like, that's a nice twist, but it turns out that's not the twist. Shyamalan did a little tricky on me, and then spoilers, all 3 characters die in stupid ways. Samuel Jackson falls off his wheelchair and breaks every single bone in his body and dies.
Someone fell off their high horse.
like James McAvoy pushes him and he just falls off. He's like,
He's immobilized.
and then
Top 10
James McAvoy
animated
gets shot in the stomach.
Top 10 anime deaths of 2019.
Apparently.
James, instead of like this big bombastic fight between Bruce Willis and James McAvoy, they smack each other around a little bit, and James McAvoy gets shot in the gut by a cop.
Guess
And
they
he's
found
like,
it's
I
like-
guess I'm not a suit.
Guess they found his weakness.
It's like that one
Bullets.
scene from Indiana Jones where it's like the dude with like the sword
Yeah.
flashing around and then he just walks up and shoots him.
Yeah, even though he took like 2 shotgun rounds to the chest and split, but yeah,
And lived.
lived, yeah, and kept on trucking.
It doesn't make sense.
And then Bruce Willis was like drowned in a pothole. like a cop forced him down and just started drowning his head, and then like Sarah Paulson's like, just say that you don't believe that you have superpowers and you get to live.
So
I
is
want
this-
you to live.
So pretty much they were just trying to get them all to believe that they don't have superpowers, but then they just killed them all in the end anyway.
And
So,
here's
so
the
this
twist.
so this movie is just Blue Lives Matter, the movie.
It basically is.
Cops would beat everybody.
Cops always win in the end.
Hey, we can't have political stuff in our movies. So the twist is, it turns out that these cops were a part of a secret association.
Oh, superheroes?
So it turns out that the cops were a part of the secret society that were tasked to prevent the outbreak of superheroes. So yeah.
I really hope your neighbors can hear us when we yell. That would be funny.
It would.
Yeah. So
Be a
yeah.
funny prank.
It turns out that they're a part of the secret society that like they either tell superhumans that and make them believe that they're not superhuman, or they're like, yeah, let's just kill them. And
So wait, they're superhumans doing that to other superhumans?
no, they're just regular people doing
Okay,
that to superhumans.
But they
Cops. They are the superheroes.
but so
Blue Lives Matter,
so
baby.
it's regular people that probably that made. So is it like some sort of disease outbreak of superhumans, or is it just like people like evolving?
Here's the thing. The whole entire thing is like, oh, we've had mythology about Samson and Perseus and all those
And
people.
Putin.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin. All these fake people.
President.
Ooh, President Putin.
Dictator. Commie.
He's probably listening to this.
Thank you.
I love you, Dad.
President Putin, I love you. And
If you're listening
Better
to
than
this.
Barack.
but yeah, they're like, yeah, those were all based off of superhumans. So we formed this we were sick of getting pushed around, so we're regular humans who formed this secret society to make sure that no more superhumans crop up.
It's the
Because-
Illuminati against superhumans.
Yeah, it basically is.
Isn't it basically just like an X-Men ripoff? Like, it sounds like it.
Yeah, it is. And then, but but they all
X-Men,
have
but
like
from
clover tattoos on their wrist, and that's how you know that they're a part of the secret
And then when
society.
they touch them together, they glow, and then Voldemort shows up. It's the Dark Mark.
It's the dark mark. Homie. Voldemort's march. The violin.
Come to die! J.K. Rowling tweets out tomorrow. They found out my secret.
I crumble.
Sick 'em, boys.
Our
Yes,
video-
officer, these people here.
Our videos all get taken down. Our YouTube channel deleted.
Yes, officer, these degenerates here.
They found out my secret.
People found out that
Voldemort is actually Mark.
in 2012, people found out that Dumbledore was actually gay. But now in 2019, people found out that Voldemort
There's Mark.
is Marge.
Marge Simpson. It also sounds like Yoda.
Felony, I must. Commit a felony, I must. But yeah.
My husband and us.
Oh, me.
3 days to live. Video games, I must.
You see that? It's like Lego Yoda. But yeah, it's a good movie for the first 2 acts, and it just gets stupid, and the ending ruins it.
Like any Shamalama ding dong.
Yeah.
M.
So
Night Shyamalan, more like M. Night can't make a good ending to a movie.
Ooh, got him.
We have-
Because all his movies have to have a twist. There always has to be a twist.
and
Once-
they
you just-
set up a twist.
Yeah,
What's-
and then
what's-
you just predict it.
What's the one movie he made where it's like a village like set back in like the
It was
1800s?
The
The
Village.
The village. It was the village. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
called
sure if
The
that's what it
Village.
was.
But it turned out the twist was, ooh, it's in the modern day.
But we watched that in English my junior year, and I sat like in all the rooms. There's like one light that's always kept on for emergency reasons.
Yeah.
And I sat under that light, and so my teacher put like red paper over it. She's like, "It's all about the color symbolism. I put the red up because red is a color symbolism in this movie." And I'm like, I don't care. I just want to watch the movie so I don't have to learn anything.
It's a stupid movie though.
Why else do you watch movies
Why?
in class?
Why
You don't
did? Why
learn
did your
anything.
teacher go like? You know what's the best movie for color symbolism? The Village.
The Village.
The Village is
the
my
Village people.
Now that's some color symbolism, if you know what I mean.
All colors of the rainbow.
Yeah. So yeah, and they did set up for a good twist because it would have unraveled all your preconceived notions from all the past two movies.
Yeah.
Because they're like, maybe they are just crazy, and then like, no, they're not crazy. It turns out that there's a secret society. So
I think that's a dumb twist. Let's just throw in a secret society.
yeah,
Like if it wasn't teased and like like with Marvel, like they teased Thanos throughout the whole 10 years before he came. So like if they teased it like a little bit of it, like then it makes sense.
the best twists have hints that lead up to it,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was no hints. I guess like you could see that there was a clover tattoo on her wrist,
Yeah.
but
Well, like
that
probably
just
the,
tells me that she had made some bad mistakes in college.
probably the best
Somebody
twists,
offered her $20.
the best
Yeah.
twists are probably the ones that like they throw in hints, but it still surprises you.
Yeah,
Like hints that are like hard to notice.
Yeah.
Where, like,
Until you
where,
watch
like,
it again.
Where like you figure it out like the second or third time.
Yeah, yeah.
like I was in Introduction to Mass Communications, and we studied a whole entire unit on what is it? Foreshadowing, and we dissected the first part of Back to the Future, and there's just so many hints. It basically spoils the entire movie, but
Yeah, in like the first scene, right?
in the very first scene, but it's done so well that
That you just don't expect it.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, this is just his house. But there's little tidbits. Even like they have a clock about that has like a replica of the clock tower.
Yeah.
That's getting struck by lightning, and you don't think about it until you rewatch it, and then you're like, wait, that was an actual scene in the movie. Wow. Okay, that's cool. But if I rewatch this, I'm like, okay, there's a clover on her wrist.
But I already know that
Yeah,
the
and
clover means you're in the secret society. It doesn't
Cloverfield
make-
confirmed.
there's nothing that you can. That's probably the only foreshadowing, and any person going in probably wouldn't think that. They would have thought that it would be the regular actor's like tattoo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. It was stupid.
How many cahoots? How many cahoots?
So yeah, I'd probably give it
How many cahoots?
maybe like 5 cahoots out of 10 because the first 2 acts were pretty good.
I think I need to start adding in post when like we're thinking about how many cahoots, like the cahoot like music from the game.
Oh yeah, Kahoot. Yeah, do that. But yeah, yeah. If you want to waste your time, thank you.
Watch that movie.
Beautiful. Watch that movie.
To be continued.